Very few things frustrate computer users more than an unchanging computer screen. When Access updates a query, for example, you might see the mouse pointer change from an arrow to an hourglass. The system also uses beeps to indicate when something has happened, such as when you start your computer. In this movie, I'll show you how to give users feedback using beeps and the hourglass cursor. For this exercise, we're going to use the beep and hourglass form. So I'll go over to the navigation pane, right-click that form, and click Design View. I have three command buttons on this form: Sound a Beep, Show the Hourglass, and Hide the Hourglass. We'll work with Sound a Beep. To add code to that command button, I'll right-click it, then click Build Event. This opens the Choose Builder dialog box. I'll click Code Builder, and then click OK. When I do, Access creates code that will run when this command button is clicked. And the code to sound a beep is very simple. I'll just press Enter twice, and then the up arrow key to give myself some room. And it is docmd, do command, period, beep, B-E-E-P, and I'll press the tab key to accept that entry. Now, when I press the button on the form, and to do that, I'll switch back using Alt F11 and take the form over to Form View by clicking the View button. And then when I click the Sound a Beep button, the system plays a beep sound. You can use beeps to indicate that a form attached to a query has appeared. For example, if the query has to run against a large table or has to get at its source data over a network, there could be a delay. Sounding a beep calls your attention back to the computer when the process is completed. Now, you can also use an hourglass to indicate that a process is running. The code to turn on the hourglass and turn off the hourglass are very similar to the beep method of the do command object. So I'm going to switch the form back over to Design View, clicking the View button's down arrow, and then clicking Design View. Then I'll right-click the Show the Hourglass button, click Build Event, then in the Choose Builder dialog box, Code Builder, and OK. Now I'm back in my same code module, and I'll press Enter twice. And now I'll type in the code to display the hourglass cursor, and that is do command, D-O, capital C-M-D, period, then hourglass, H-O-U-R-G-L-A-S-S, space, and then we can set the hourglass to either true or false. In this case, we're turning it on, so we'll make it true, and press Enter. Now I'm going to press Alt F11 to switch back to the form, and I'm going to add the code to the Hide the Hourglass button. That way we only have to go back once. So I'll right-click the Hide the Hourglass command button, click Build Event, click Code Builder, and click OK. And here we are with our third command buttons, click Event Code. And as you might expect, the code to turn off the hourglass is docmd, do command, dot hourglass, space, and then false, F-A-L-S-E. And with that change in place, I will press Ctrl-S to save my work, and then Alt F11 to switch back to the form, which is still in Design View. On the Design Contextual tab, I'll click the View button, which will take me back to Form View. And now, if I click the Show the Hourglass command button, the cursor changes to an hourglass, or in this case, in this Windows metaphor or theme, it's the spinning circle. And if I click Hide the Hourglass, the cursor changes back to its normal arrow. One thing to note is that if a subroutine fails while the hourglass is on, it might not change back. So if you use error handling code, and you should, make sure that in the on-error statement you have a do command.hourglass false statement to change it back to the regular arrow.